Whoa. On this episode of 3D Thursday, we're going to test a thumbstick extender for the Xbox One console. So I've made a number of these in the past. I enjoy using them. They're quick to make, cheap to make, and very easy to install. This particular one's made by Justice Dude. Apparently he's a legendary vegan gamer. I'm not sure if that's a joke or actually a thing, but hey, right on, man. Whatever floats your boat. So let's get to printing. So here is my Xbox One controller, and here is the adapter. This is specifically for an Xbox One controller. It might fit the Xbox 360 controller. I haven't tried, but I am sure there are other ones out there. So this simply snaps on, and you have an instant stick extender. Now this takes less than 10 minutes to print, which is awesome because most prints take hours. So it's nice to have a print that takes less than 10 minutes for once. In the previous ones I've made, I've actually dipped these in Plasti-Dip, which makes them a lot more comfortable on your thumb. As you can imagine, this would give you the famous so-called Nintendo 64 thumb, where your fingers rubbing and chafing against the plastic for possibly hours at a time, and you'll get a little sore on your thumb from moving the stick around. So that is something I'll have to do when I can find some Plasti-Dip. One of my favorite games on Xbox is Forza. I am terrible at first-person shooters, so I am probably not going to demonstrate this with a first-person shooter, but I will demonstrate this with Forza. I'll compare my lap times without the riser to lap times with the riser, and we'll see if it makes an improvement in control and precision. I usually race with a racing wheel, but for this demonstration obviously I'm using a controller because that wouldn't really do anything for a wheel. So let's get a Forza game started up here. Okay, so out of 4 laps, my best was about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So let's see if I can beat that without the stick extender installed. So oddly enough, without the riser, I got a better lap time. But I think part of it was I was still warming up to the track. So I'm going to put this back on the controller and we're going to try again. If I can get another 3 seconds off my lap. So I redid the race with the riser and I actually ended up getting the same time down to the second. I think the riser is more comfortable and gives a little bit more precision in control once you get used to it. So I would highly recommend it. Obviously it didn't hurt my lap time, but didn't seem to help it that much either. but it was definitely a lot more comfortable to steer with this. And I feel like also with thumbsticks, for some reason, at least on the Xbox controller, I don't know so much about the PlayStation controller, but I end up steering like up and down sometimes. So this helps me keep my thumb oriented where steering is needed, where the input actually counts left and right. So that's also a plus, is it kind of gives you a sense of which direction to push and pull the stick. So this is 2 days into the future, Neil. I thought I'd also point out that there are a ton of variables going on here. Each time I change between the stick extender and not using the stick extender, I have to get reaccustomed to the controls. So this might also be throwing off my lap times. The best way to test this would be to have a control group. So give X amount of people a stick extender and the same number of people a regular controller, and then see if the control group does better than the other group. And from this we could probably determine that the stick extender either helps or doesn't help the average individual. Obviously it's going to help some people and throw other people off, just because everybody plays games differently and their fingers, they have their own finger movements, so it won't help everybody. But it's nice to have, and I personally find it more comfortable. Even if it doesn't help my lap time, I get a little bit more steering precision. So I imagine with enough practice I could actually use it to become better at racing. That being said, I tend to just use a steering wheel with racing, but I'll have to try it out in a first-person shooter, because I am terrible at games like Halo and Call of Duty, so it might help me there. This has been 3D Thursdays. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You can also check out last week's episode here.